Hello students, myself Om Prakash Katte and you are welcome to Biology Reward. Today we are discussing class 12th unit biotechnology and our topic is tools of recombinant DNA technology and cloning vectors. Already in the first video we have discussed regarding the tools of recombinant DNA technology and it was enzyme. Now the second tool for the recombinant DNA technology is cloning vector or vehicle. So students, what is cloning vector and why it is called the vehicle? Cloning vector, in this cloning vector, the foreign DNA or alien's DNA is combining with the cloning vector, and then along with the cloning vector, this desired or alien's DNA or foreign DNA is introduced into the host cell. So it is called the cloning vehicle also. In case of malaria, we know the pathogen is protozoa. Protozoa is the pathogen Plasmodium. But this Plasmodium is carried by the female Anopheles. So female Anopheles is a vector. Here also the desired piece of DNA, or we are using foreign DNA or alien's DNA, is combining with the vector DNA and then it is introduced to the host cell, and that's why this tool is called cloning vector. So what is the cloning vector or why it is called the cloning vehicle? Because here the desired piece of DNA is combined with the cloning vector and then it is introduced or inserted into the host cell or host organism. So it is called cloning vehicle or cloning vector. Students, first we should understand what do you mean by cloning vector. Cloning vector, it is the DNA molecule replicate in host cell and into which DNA fragment to be cloned or many copies of DNA are made. So what is the cloning vector? Cloning vector, it is a DNA molecule and this DNA molecule replicate into the host cell. This vector DNA or vector cloning vector is a DNA molecule, and this DNA molecule when it is introduced into the host cell, there it's replicate. So it is a DNA molecule replicated in the host cell. When it introduced in the host cell, then it get replicated and it's make the copies of the DNA. So whatever foreign DNA is like, whatever foreign DNA is combined with the cloning vector, that copies of DNA are made. So here you will see what is cloning vector. It is the DNA molecule which replicate in host cell. So DNA molecule which replicate in the host cell and into which DNA fragment to be cloned, it means many copies of that DNA are made. Whatever copies of interested DNA, whatever copies of the foreign DNA are required, that number of copies are made. So this one is called the cloning vector. Again you see, cloning vector is a DNA molecule which replicate in the host cell and it's make the many copies of DNA inside the host. So this is called the cloning vector. This commonly cloning vectors are used such as bacteriophage, the virus which attack on the bacteria, infect the bacteria, and this is called bacteriophage. So bacteriophage is a common cloning vector because it's occur high number in the per cell as well as it makes the many copies of the genome in the host cell. So here it is said copies of DNA are made. So these bacteriophages make the many copies of the DNA in the host cell. Another commonly used cloning vector is plasmid. Plasmid is a circular and double-stranded DNA. It self-replicated in the host cell and 2 to 3 number of copies occurs per cell of the plasmid. Another cloning vectors are Lambda-bacteria, YAC, yeast artificial chromosome, BAC, bacterial artificial chromosome, PBR322, it's also the cloning vector. PBR322 generally used in the E. coli. Retroviruses used in the animal. In animal cloning, the retroviruses are used. TI plasmid of Agrobacterium in plant. So, in Agrobacteriums in the plant, which cloning vector is used? TI plasmid. So, TI plasmid of Agrobacterium in plant. Retrovirus is a common cloning vector in animals. PBR322 commonly used cloning vector in E. coli. YAC and BAC, yeast artificial chromosome, BAC, bacterial artificial chromosome, these are also cloning vector, and Lambda-bacteria. So, these are the some cloning vector which are used in the recombinant DNA technology. Second important is any DNA molecule which can act as a cloning vector. So what should be the characteristic in the DNA molecule which act as a cloning vector? And this title in our NCERT book is following features are required to facilitate the cloning to vector. Try to understand. Following features are required to facilitate the cloning to vector. It means what? To act as a vector, DNA molecule should have bear this feature. So, any of the DNA molecule which can act as the cloning vector, so what should be the characteristic of that molecule which can act as a cloning vector? So, the cloning vector characteristic. Any molecule which act as the cloning vector, so what should be the characteristic? So, here it is said, following features are required to facilitate the cloning to vector. So, cloning vector, as I told you, it is one DNA molecule. When it is introduced in the cell, it gets replicated and it makes the number of the DNA copies in the host cell, and it is called the cloning vector. And this we have discussed commonly used cloning vector: bacteriophage, plasmid, Lambda-bacteria, YAC, BAC, PBR322 retrovirus in the animal, and TI plasmids in Agrobacterium in plant. Now, following characteristics are required to facilitate the cloning to the vector. What are characteristics? Number 1. Origin of replication. It's also known as ORI. Origin of replication. So, cloning vector should have origin of replication. What happened in origin of replication? So, here I have mentioned the one cloning vector, and this cloning vector is PBR322. Look at here, first one. PBR322 is the cloning vector which is commonly used in E. coli. So, in E. coli, PBR322 is a cloning vector. P is stand for plasmid. P is for the plasmid. B and R, these words are used for the name of the scientist who find out the cloning vector. So, B is for Bolivar, name of the scientist, and Roderick. So, BR is for Bolivar and Roderick on basis of the name of the scientist. And 322 is the type of stem or type of plasmid. We can say the order of the plasmid stem which is isolated. So, this is 322 is the order of the plasmid. So, PBR322 is P for plasmid, B are for Bolivar and Roderick, name of the scientist, and 322. Now, in this PBR, this diagram is of the 322 cloning vector. By this example of the PBR, we can understand very easily the characteristic of the cloning vector. Number 1. Each cloning vector should have origin of replication. So, herein also ORI is written. Origin of replication is ORI. In PBR 322 ORI. What is ORI? Origin of replication or ORI. It is the sequence where replication is start and any piece of the DNA joined with the ORI. Any piece of the DNA joined with the ORI can be made to replicate within the host cell, and it controls the copy number of linked DNA. Try to understand. This ORI cloning vector should have the origin of replication. It means there is a sequence in the vector, cloning vector, there is a sequence where the replication is occurs. It is the point where replication is occurs. So that is called origin of replication. It is a sequence where replication is start. As well as in this ORI site, any piece of DNA is joined. Any piece of DNA is joined in this ORI region, and when it is joined with the any piece of DNA joined with the ORI, it get replicate within the host cell. So ORI is the region or sequence where replication starts. Here the DNA piece is joined and that DNA get replicated within the host cell. So this is the ORI site. Here the DNA is joined and it is replicated within the host cell. This ORI also controls the copy number of linked DNA. So how many copies of DNA have to be made? So it is decided by ORI. So ORI is the cloning vector. What is origin of replication of ORI? It is the sequence where replication starts by number 2. Number 2, here the DNA, foreign DNA or alien's DNA is joined, and when the DNA is joined, it may replicate with the host cell. That replicate in the host cell, and this ORI is controlled the how many copies of DNA have to be made. So the control the copy number of linked DNA. So first important characteristic of the cloning vector is they should have origin of replication, where replication start and piece of DNA is joined and it's replicated within the host cell. Second important part is selective marker. In cloning vector, selective marker is another characteristic. Selectable marker is what? It should incorporate selectable marker gene and help in eliminating the non-transformant, or which are also known as non-recombinant, and selectively permitting the growth of the transformant or recombinant. First we should understand what is non-transformant, what is transformant, what is non-recombinant, and what is recombinant. So first we should understand before the selectable marker, because the function of selectable marker is help in eliminating the non-transformant or non-recombinants are eliminated and selectively permitting the growth of the transformant or recombinant. So first we should understand transformation. Transformation is what? The procedure through which a piece of DNA introduced in the host cell. So if it is the host cell, this is the one bacteria cell, and it is the DNA molecule, piece of DNA it is. So when this piece of DNA is introduced in the host cell, then we used to say this is transformant. If DNA is introduced in the host cell, it means the process where this DNA is introduced into the host cell. It means this DNA will combine with the DNA of the host cell, and that's we used to say transferment process, or it is also called recombinant DNA. So when the plasmid DNA, when this DNA piece is introduced into the host cell, then it is called the transferment is done. It means recombinant DNA is introduced into the host cell. It is called recombination or transformation. When this DNA is not introduced in the host cell, it is called the non-transferment. So first we should understand what is transformation. It is the process in which piece of DNA is introduced in the host cell or host bacteria. So when this DNA is selectively permitting the growth of the transformation, it means the DNA is easily introduced into the host cell. So that's we call recombinant is formed, or it is the transferment process. But if DNA is not introduced into the host cell, it is called non-recombinant. So selectable marker will identify that help in eliminating the transferment. So those genes which are non-transferment, it means they are not allowing to enter, or they are not efficient to introduce the DNA into the host cell. So they are eliminated, and it is called non-transferment. And if DNA is introduced in the host cell, selectively permitting the growth of the transferment or recombinant. So selectable marker is a gene, and that gene is identifying. It helps to identify whether it is non-transferment and transferment. If it is transferment, so it eliminates the transferment and it allows the growth of it's eliminating the non-transferment or non-recombinant, and if the selectable marker is permitting to the growth of the transferment. Again, we can understand what is selectable marker. If we are having, this is the piece of gene which help to help in eliminating the non-transferment. These non-transferment are eliminated, or non-recombinant are eliminated, and they permitting the growth of transferment. You can understand selectable marker. Selectable marker is a one measurement. Look at here. In our one school, we have some boys and girls, and they wear the green color of dresses. Another school, if you take B, that's the B, another school is B, and they are wearing the dresses of red color. So here when they mix together, green color students as well as red color students are mixed together. But we can identify them on basis of the color of their dresses. So here the dress code is the very important to identify the students of that particular school. Here also same thing is done. These selectable marker are identifying what non-transferment and transferment. So it helps in eliminating the non-transferment, or which are also known as non-recombinant. No recombinant is formed, and they are permitting to growth of the transferment. So these are called selectable marker. Again you see selectable marker, it's a help in eliminating the non-transferment, and they permitting the growth of the transferment. So what is transformation? It is the process through which piece of DNA is introduced. If piece of DNA is introduced in the host cell, it means it is recombinant or it is transformation is done. If piece of DNA is not introduced, it means non-transferment or non-recombinant is formed. So such type of many selectable markers are available. Out of these, main selectable markers which are used in the cloning, which are used in the recombinant DNA technology. And this selectable marker, one is gene encoding resistant to antibiotic. So gene encoding resistant to antibiotic, tetracycline gene, ampicillin. So tetracycline and ampicillin, TETR is written, tetracycline resistant gene, and AMPR is written, ampicillin resistant gene. So there are the two gene, tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant gene. These are commonly used in the DNA or DNA technology as a selectable marker. So with selectable marker are tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant gene. Now to understand, what do you mean by resistant to antibiotic? What do you mean by resistant to antibiotic? Suppose this is the one medicine which is we used to say antibiotic. Anti it means against and biotic it means like. So if any organism is kept in this antibiotic, it will die or it will kill. So it means antibiotic is a chemical which kills the microbes. So this antibiotic. So antibiotic is not antibody. Sorry, it is antibiotic. So what is antibiotic? It is one chemical substance produced by the microbes, and it kills the other microbes. So this is called the antibiotic. So when anti it means against, biotic it means like. So any one microbes, if we keep in this medicine or drugs, then it will lead to death. So it will die. So it is called microbes killing chemical, antibiotic. So some genes are there, gene encoding resistant to antibiotic, tetracycline. If there is a this gene is there which is not affected by the tetracycline antibiotic, and this gene is called the resistant genes of tetracycline. If there is an ampicillin antibiotic, and this is the gene which is not affected by the ampicillin, so these genes are called the tetracycline resistant gene, and this is called ampicillin resistant gene. So the tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant genes are selectable markers. Furthermore, kanamycin is the selectable so here gene encoding resistant to the antibiotic such as tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant gene are the selectable marker. So in PBR 322 you will see tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant gene. These two are the selectable marker in PBR 322. So selectable marker, what is the function? These are the genes which help in eliminating the non-transferment and they permitting the growth of transferment, and it is called selectable marker. So commonly used selectable marker tetracycline resistant gene and ampicillin resistant gene. One more gene, encoding of B-galactosidase. This B-galactosidase enzyme is a product of LAC-Z gene. Okay, so the LAC-Z gene, it produces the B-galactosidase. So gene encoding the B-galactosidase, which is the product of Z gene, help to identify by the color reaction. Okay, so by the color reaction, the B-galactosidase is activated or inactivated. It is identified by the color reaction. Later we are coming on this one. So here we understand the gene encoding B-galactosidase or gene encoding resistant to antibiotic, tetracycline resistant gene, ampicillin, these are the select. So second point for the cloning vector is selectable marker which help in eliminating the non-transferment or non-recombinant and selecting or permitting the growth of transferment. Third important characteristic of the cloning vector, it should have cloning site. What do you mean by cloning site? Here, cloning site is a recognition site where foreign DNA or alien DNA can be joined. So, cloning site is the alien DNA link it means joining. So, if any DNA is there, that DNA is combined with any of the site. So, here are the many cloning sites in PBR322. So, what is cloning site? So, see, PBR322, here many sites are there. BAM-H1 site where enzyme, BAM-H1 enzyme is there, so this is the one site. SAL is there, enzyme is there, this is the another site. So, there are many sites and these are called the cloning site. But here ORI is the one site where when the DNA is joined, then it get replicated. But in other side, the DNA do not replicate. So first we understand the cloning vector should have cloning site. It means this type of site there should be alien DNA can join. So what is cloning site? It is the site in which alien's DNA or foreign DNA is linked or joined. This cloning site may be one or more. Recognition site, it means this type of site may be cloning site where DNA will combine, it may be one or more. And recognition for commonly used restriction enzyme. So commonly used restriction enzyme, they have either one or few only cloning site. If the cloning sites will be more, suppose in this PBR322 there are the many cloning sites. So due to the many cloning sites, the cloning process will be complicated. So cloning site is the very important because in this cloning site, the DNA, alien's DNA or foreign DNA or DNA of interest will be joined. So that site where the cloning site, that site where the foreign DNA is joined in the plasmid, it is called the cloning site. So PBR322, here cloning site are BAM-H1 enzyme is there. This is the BAM-H1 site, SAL site, ROP site, PST one site, PVU one site, E. coli site, CLAV one site, HINT site. So here you should understand in basically in the PBR322 ORI. This ORI is the origin of replication where the replication start and copies of DNA is made. Ampicillin and tetracycline, these are the two selectable markers in PBR322 which identify and eliminate the non-transferment and they permitting the growth of transferment, and this there are the many cloning sites. So it is the very important. So each DNA molecule which can act as a cloning vector should have origin of replication, should have this selectable marker and cloning site. Thank you.